Hi guys, welcome to episode 6 of the LESSBANG podcast. I'm here
Welcome.
with co-host Bocco Big Cocky.
Glad to be here.
I went and bought the piano that played itself.
Alright. How you been today? What are you up to today? He's back in the fucking studio. He's back in the studio today.
Back.
He was in the area.
I had a
picking
little
up,
1 week hiatus.
the one Discord pod. He was in the area, so he was like, I'm going to come around and we'll record a podcast today. So I was like, hell fucking yeah. That sounds great to me.
And then we went and grabbed some Pokebowls.
Yeah. Had a feed.
Pokeball. Sponsor us.
Yeah,
Damn, that was
Pokeball at
good.
Cronulla. Sponsor us. That'd be nice.
It's good shit, man.
Yeah,
I had
very
2
good.
Pokeballs.
He's a hungry boy. He works hard.
And then we went and
He
got ice
deserves it.
cream.
Hello, hello, sir.
That's a soggy ball.
Soggy
That's
biscuit.
one soggy ball.
Before we get started, shout out to our Patreons. We got D Morse, we got Dill Elias, we got Kaylee, and we got Jack Somo, and we
Mike.
also have Mike for the rest of the month, but he's going after this month because he's a piece of
He's
shit.
a pussy.
He's a piece of shit. And
He's pussy.
yeah, so that's our Patreons. If you want to join the Patreon family, you get early access to all episodes, and you get about an extra 15 minutes on every episode as well. So if you want to see the full thing and you want that early access, join the Patreon. And we also have some LESSBANG merch. That'll be down in the description, the link to it.
Merch.
The LESSBANG merch.
We
Ours
said-
will be coming next week.
Yeah, we said we were going to wear it in the next podcast, but it still hasn't come. So
Yeah, it takes
we
a
will
while.
be wearing it, and it's
takes a
going to
while.
look very sexy.
It's going to look that sexy.
Oh, wow.
Harlan, you got to get out of here, bro.
That ball is so sticky, man. You have just been sucking on that thing all day. Yes, you have.
Oh, you're a good boy. Come on, out you go.
He's the best.
See you later, buddy.
Best
Bye-bye.
dog.
Look, he's like, oh, I want to play. No.
No, I'm playing.
No. You go now. He'll just hang out.
He'll
I
just
reckon.
hang out.
He'll
He's
just hang
fine.
out.
He's sweet. He can be part of it. He can be the special guest.
Yeah. So we went down and we got some Pokeballs, and we also got some Gelatissimo as well. And that's
Good
where it led
shit.
to us about we both believe we're both lactose intolerant.
Yeah, bad.
I 100%,
Well, I know I am.
Yeah, you know you are 100%. I think I am too because sometimes I spray the bowl,
Yeah,
which you would
can
know.
confirm.
Yeah, you've seen the
Can confirm.
aftermath.
Yeah, so when we were living together, we had 2 separate toilets. I had my toilet, he had his toilet. We didn't touch each other's toilets because that was sort of our safe zones.
Yeah,
Like,
our safe zone.
you
His
don't
was at
touch
the
my
front of the house,
toilet.
mine at the back.
and like your toilet was just, I would have to use in emergencies, and it would just be like a murder scene. You walk in and there's just like, it's like, bro, clean your fucking toilet.
I clean my toilet.
Yeah?
It's just that I just spray it almost
Sometimes,
every day.
You clean it and it just gets dirty
One
again.
step
So what's
forward,
the point?
One step back.
So I know I'm lactose intolerant because I've done the test. Now, Jacob, are you going to do the test?
No.
No?
But
So-
I want to have a wild guess. So Bocco was telling me to find out if you're lactose intolerant. What do you have to get a stool test?
Yeah, you get a stool
For
test.
those that aren't,
Uneducated.
Bro, I can't talk. For those that aren't educated in the subject, stool is poo.
Poo-poo.
And he told me, he started telling me, and I was like, no, let me guess it later. And I was like, so he said, the only thing I know is that they give you a kit. And I was saying, do they give you so he said, I know you get a cup, like a cup to shit in, but I was like, do they give you like a little apparatus?
Apparatus. Apparatus. Something to do with your butt.
They give you an apparatus to like strap around your waist, and then you like put the cup on the end, and it sort of just sits above your ass, and you sit down and shit in the cup. Like, is that what you do?
So wrong.
It's
You
so
couldn't be
wrong.
further from the truth.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you use the toilet like you have to sit on the toilet?
You have to sit on the
because you
toilet.
miss shit's going everywhere.
Of course. You
And-
use
but
the toilet.
Is
The
it like
toilet is
suction
very
cup to your
important.
butt?
Nope.
How do you not miss?
So you don't have to aim. So this is why you have to get a little bit close and personal with.
What do you mean?
And then they eat the poo poo.
See you later. Bye. Bye.
Do you remember that video where
Eat the poo-poo.
you eat the poo poo and then they eat the poo poo? You gotta get real close and personal. So pretty much they give you like a piece of like plastic. Oh, it's not plastic. It's like paper, and it's flushable, and you have to layer it at the bottom of your toilet
Where the water is.
where the water is. But you don't put it in the water, otherwise it'll just meow. Yeah, it'll just sink. So you put it. It's big enough to put like across the bowl, and then
But how does it not just automatically like?
it kind of and then you just shit in it, and it just catches it, and then it's still sort of floating above the water like this, and you just You get your cup. You don't scoop it. You take the lid off, and the lid is attached to a scooper. And then you have to it's like a trowel. You know what a trowel is?
Yes.
Do you know when you you go gardening? That's the lid.
Oh my
But you take the
God.
lid off, and then it's got a trowel attached to it, and then you got to like trowel a little bit of your shit out, and then you put it back in the container, close it up, and then you put it in these bags, and it's got like the hazard symbols on there. And then you got to keep it in the fridge
In your fridge.
until you take it to the place that tests the poo.
That's fucking
yeah,
ridiculous.
bro. One time I had my shit in the fridge for like 5 days
Oh my
because I
God.
just kept forgetting, and my mum knew. Like I had kept it in a blue bag, and mum every time she'd open the fridge, she'd be like, oh, and then close it back up, and then by the 5th day, she's like, get your shit out of my fridge. But it was literal shit. Get your shit out of my fridge. I'm like, oh,
surely
sorry,
there's a
mum.
better way to do this. My way would be smart. There's got to be something.
They
that you
haven't.
can-
Who's gonna invent? Who's gonna like
I'll do
a
it.
team
I'll
of
make
scientists?
fucking-
A team of scientists sit down.
How can we make this better?
We put a strap on, and it suctions up to your butt.
What about the meeting that they had when they were coming up with this idea? There would have been a fucking brainstorm.
Just put a
Get a
put it
piece
in
of
cup.
paper and have it over the water. You shit on the paper, and then what you do, you get a little scoop,
Yeah, scoop.
scoop it into the cup, you leave it in the fridge.
Genius.
Whose fridge?
Your fridge.
Your own fridge.
Fuck me. Imagine it. That's fucked. It's like,
Imagine if someone didn't know like that was your shit in there. Like, oh, there's some food in this place. Maybe some leftover Chinese food.
like, oh,
With
it should be alright.
Chuck it out.
What's its use by
Oh,
date?
shit.
What's got no use by? Oh, just put it in. Put it on the rice. This massaman beef.
I tell you
That's
what.
fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, so that's a stool test, and
Oh
then
my God.
and then they're like
My way's way better.
$80, please.
$80
They charge
to-
you $80
to-
for a stool test.
$80 to tell you that your stomach can't handle milk.
Yeah, they said no. Specifically, they said your body doesn't produce the enzymes to break down lactose.
Lactose.
But the thing is, I was sweet before, so growing up, I could always drink it.
Yeah.
And then, or like
Because
drink
you're
milk.
used to
I could have lactose, and then something happened in like the last year and a half, and my stomach became a big pussy or. And I just like just before when we had the ice cream, delicious.
But within 15
I would
minutes.
sacrifice my stomach for more ice cream.
It's another one, Gelatissimo, if you want to sponsor the podcast.
Best ice cream like I've ever had. Delicious. But yeah, I had to shit. I had to
Literally,
do
so the place we
big
went
shit.
to was, it's probably like 10 minutes away, 10-minute drive.
Not far.
Yeah. And by the time we got home,
I was
pulled
like
into the
"Alright, ready to
driveway
go."
and he's like, I need to shit.
Yeah.
But sure, like,
but I avoid lactose
Dairy as
whenever
much as you
I
can.
have to, man. Otherwise, I'm shitting all day, every day.
But I reckon my idea for the stool test has to be better. There's got to be something you can strap onto your waist,
Yeah.
and then it just sits over your butthole, like, and then it's like a little like container, and just sits over your butthole, a little Tupperware
Yeah.
container,
Tupperware container shit.
and then you sit down and you just shit in that, and then all you do is you just like fold it over, put the lid back on. Fuck, I'm smart.
I could just invented them, bro.
I will make so much
Just
money
do
from
it.
the government if I did that.
Do it.
If,
Well,
if
but
the
still
government
te-
wants to sponsor this podcast, hit me up, bro. What's his name? Dominic Perrott. Is that his name? Dominic Perrott?
Yeah.
Perrott?
Dominic Perrottet. He's got like 48 kids.
DP. Hit me up, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, what did you say? He's got 40 kids.
Yeah, no, he's got like 8 kids.
That's insane.
Yeah, and he's just like had like another one. He just had
Did he?
another one. Yeah, like purposely having kids. Just like
Insane.
pumping them out.
His poor wife.
Yeah.
How many births-
His wife must love
how
it.
many births can you go through? Like, that shit's supposed to be painful as, isn't it?
Mate.
I couldn't imagine that.
Apparently,
I can't imagine the pain.
apparently it's not as bad as getting kicked in the nuts, but
Oh, I've heard that as well. Do you know what I
Getting kicked
heard?
in
I
the
actually
nuts.
heard that. So in like the female like anatomy, there's like a hormone that get released in the female body after birth. It's like after a while, a couple months after, the hormone gets released in your body, and it makes females forget the pain and they had to endure during childbirth.
so they don't even like
so
remember.
so they can't remember the pain that they felt. Like they might go, oh, I know it was painful, but I can't remember exactly how painful.
Yeah.
And then that's why it's like a thing that's like being like part of the human makeup so that we can fucking keep reproducing.
Yeah.
Pretty
Do
crazy.
you know what else is absolutely crazy? And it sort of makes me think like, it all sort of makes me question like, surely a God must exist because nature can't. Like, how does nature, like, form itself to do something like this? So
It's one big coincidence.
well, I highly doubt it. So apparently, when like the baby is suckling, correct term, on the mum's titties,
Yes.
the tit, right? It senses. It doesn't
Yeah,
sense. It
I heard
understands the saliva,
And
so it reads the saliva, and it's like, the baby is missing this vitamin.
Yeah.
And then it's
Or if
like,
it's sick.
and then, yeah, or if it's sick and it's like, oh, the baby is low in iron. And then the booby will start producing more iron and
Yeah.
pumping it into the
Yeah,
baby.
yeah.
Like, how can nature just do that? Like, oh, nature's just going to create breast milk that is going to, fix the baby. It just doesn't happen like that. Surely as a God, it's like, okay, well, the baby's going to suck on the mum's tit, and the mum's tit, I'm going to make sure that mum's tit gives the baby all the nutrients that it needs to grow up and be a healthy baby.
I think it's just nature. Everything's just so
How-
complex.
how-
Everything's so complex.
yeah.
And then the baby's just like, me sucky now,
Yeah.
mommy.
It's doing this.
Mummy's milk.
gimme.
But honestly, I don't know. It's fuck, man. That's so complicated.
I think that's just like, I don't know how that can be coincidence that we've just developed to have saliva reading nipples,
It's just sensing.
and then it just senses the baby needs this. All right, let's just and then they like
a disco.
Yeah, it's disco.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
The human body, the whole world is fucking insane. It's
Yeah.
insane. And you know what else is insane? The fact that Haaland's not going to leave us alone.
No.
Sit.
He's here for the ride.
Look at him. You stay. Look at him. He's so ready for the ball.
Can you give me that ball,
Give me that ball.
Give me that fucking ball, man.
Bro, oh, fuck, man. Lactose intolerance is so shit.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I am, but like,
You probably are.
probably have a little bit of it.
Let's be real, bro. Let's be real.
Do you know what else is amazing about the human body?
What is?
After you have a big drinking session, then you decide
Yeah.
to fall asleep in different
Yeah.
areas. so this is, what was this? Was this back in December or November?
This is November. This was our biggest party we had.
Yeah, so it was. I was supposed to leave this place in either January or December. I was going to move out and go to a different place. Never ended up happening. So like, but the plan was we're going to throw one last big party, invite everyone, have the best night ever, and then it's like a farewell to the house.
Yeah.
And
We had like the biggest party we've had.
yeah, it was so crazy because like usually you invite people and some people will say, oh no, I can't make it, I got something else on.
Everyone
Or
just
like
came.
literally every single person we invited was
Came
like
and brought more people.
ready to go,
Yeah.
ready to go.
They
It was
came
so
and they
crazy.
brought more people.
It was such a fun night. And we had like, so I just got like this big speaker that I've got. That was so good.
Yeah.
And it's like got disco lights and everything. There's
Yeah.
one part where in my
we just had a
dining room,
rave.
turned all the lights off, closed everything. It was pitch black except for the disco lights
Yeah.
just flashing. It was so sick.
It's because
it was
we
like-
had to go inside. We'll be in a little bit too loud.
Yeah, it was like
A little bit
fusions.
too
We had
loud.
a noise
It was like
complaint.
fusions.
It was sick. But
Yeah.
then like we were all we were playing drinking games the whole night. Like I got so much alcohol for the party as well. Everyone enjoyed it.
Still in the fridge.
Yeah, there's still some like I'm still getting rid of.
7-8 months later.
Yeah. And then the fucking funniest thing.
Pretty much, I invited my cousin. So he's 19. He just turned 19 a couple months ago, but he was like a pretty fresh 18 back then. So I was like, yeah, I'll get my cousin out here. Cousin Blake, mad dog.
He's a mad dog.
Pretty much, yeah, because he lives pretty far. Oh, it's not that far, probably like half an hour.
It's too far to like go home after a party.
Yeah, exactly. So he stayed over, and we had a couple people stay over that night. So we had people.
There's
We
people-
had sleeping everywhere.
I remember the next morning I woke up, so there was
Probably someone slept in the shed.
I think someone slept in
Probably-
here. Someone
yeah.
slept on the couch in the
Yeah.
garage.
Yeah.
Someone
All the
slept in
couches-
that spare bed. The whole
all the
couch was
couches,
taken. There was
yeah.
people sleeping on the floor. There was 3 in your bed.
Two.
Two?
Yeah.
Other than you.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
It was
Me
just-
and one other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was insane.
And then
Like so many people.
and my cousin Blake was in none of those places. So he had to improvise. This is the best thing I've ever seen.
And like keep in mind, so my house is set up so it's got the dining room. I got a decent sized dining room table. And what do you reckon? There's about 12 seats, 10 seats around
about
it.
10. There's
Like
10 seats.
leather, soft, nice seats.
What I'm
around
sitting
it.
on right now.
Yeah, this seat that Daniel's sitting on right now. There's about 10 of them around.
Yeah.
the table, and then you continue the story.
So I wake up and everyone's still asleep. I would just go to get a glass of water. And then you got the kitchen and then like the dining room, right? I walk into the kitchen, grab a glass, open the tap. And then I just see my cousin in the dining room and he's put 2 chairs together so poorly. They weren't even like pushed together. They were just touching tips. And they were just like so poorly put together. And this guy is like 6'2", and he's like crouched on this chair with his hood on, no blanket, freezing in the morning, just passed out like this. Just
like
sleeping,
hanging,
using his hand
he was
as a
like hanging
pillow.
between 2.
Yeah. He was
fucking
literally like
crazy.
about to like fall in between, and he was fast asleep. I'm like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
And then he woke up the next day and he comes out. We're all like getting food in the
Yeah.
in the living room, and he's like, "Fuck, man, I had the best sleep ever last night."
I remember I full went like as soon as I saw him, I'm like, oh, I gotta take care of that kid. I went and got a blanket and I like put the blanket on it, and he was like fast asleep, but he
Dead to the
had a
world.
great sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he looked so uncomfortable.
Yes.
He was in the fetal position.
It was insane.
On 2 of these chairs, poorly pushed together.
Yeah,
we'll get
and-
the photo up.
Yeah, there'll be a
We'll get the
photo. It'll be
photo.
put right here. But I couldn't fathom the fact that he didn't grab more than 2 chairs. There was all
There
those
was
chairs
eight
there.
chairs.
He could have just laid on it like a
He
bed.
could have put.
I mean, he could have made a
he could have
bed.
put 1, 2, 3, 4. Face the other one, 1, 2, 3, 4. Made a proper double bed.
Yeah.
He would have had
the
like
best
he
spot in
would
the
have
whole
had like
house.
sides.
Yeah.
Yeah. He would have had the best spot
He'd have
in
been
the house.
safe. He'd have been warm.
That would have been the smart thing to do. I don't
But-
know why we've never done that.
I don't know.
That's
But then
pretty
he
genius.
just grabbed 2
True,
chairs
yeah,
and,
he's like,
and
yeah,
sat him.
this'll do.
There was a gap like that big between them, and he's just like falling down between
Right,
them.
his back
And he's
was
like,
like slouched
bed."
in that. Nice.
All right, good night, everybody.
What a man.
Bro, it was the fucking craziest thing I ever seen. I remember laughing so hard about it. Oh man, the photo's so good. That party was off its head. We still don't know who shit in the garage.
Yeah.
We're never gonna find out. It's just gonna be something that's never known.
It's going to be a mystery for the rest of our
This is
lives.
one of the greatest mysteries of the world. Who shit in the
Yeah.
garage near the ping pong table? That ping
Yeah.
pong table has seen better days too.
Yeah, 100%.
But it's been in a terrible condition ever since we moved in. Really.
yeah.
Best $100 you ever spent.
Bro, I'm so glad that I just lived here and had all those experiences.
What an experience, man. It was
All
so
those
fun.
experiences. I'm so glad that I did it single as well.
Mm.
Have you been enjoying your time off with like some drinking? You been having some drinks?
Yeah,
here and
look, weekends have been
Including casual
very
drinks?
different, very, very different lately because obviously not getting ready for games.
there? You can have like a
I-
red with dinner and stuff.
I can have a red with dinner. I've been trying to save it to the weekends, but
Yeah,
like, say for example, if like one of the boys, like when I came over and watched Origin, you're like, oh, you
Yeah.
have a scotch? I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I have a scotch. It's more laid
It's
back.
nice, man. Like
But I
obviously,
can't get
like
used
when
to
you're
it.
playing, can't get used to it. When you're playing, you wouldn't do that.
No,
Of
no
course not.
way,
Not
never.
even
I would
close,
never.
yeah.
But you wouldn't even
Consider it,
think to
yeah.
ask me
Yeah,
because
exactly.
you just know the answer would be
Yeah.
like,
But like
Little bit.
during the recovery,
it's not
Scotch
too bad.
is-
Yeah,
it's literally not going to do anything, man. One
good.
is not going to do anything,
No.
and it's nice. It's nice to enjoy it.
it's nice. The
Nice
scotch,
to enjoy
the
Scotch
Japanese,
boys
was it
and
the Japanese whiskey that
Japanese
you had?
whiskey, man, very nice,
I love that stuff.
delicious. So I couldn't take my alcohol back in the day, eh?
You still can't take it.
I can. I'm so
You're a
much
bit
better
better.
at taking it now. I just headbutted the microphone. I'm so much better at taking it now, but that's what she said. Yeah, like I haven't blacked out honestly in years from alcohol, but dude, I used to all the time.
Like
All the
blackout,
time. Yeah.
out.
So like on the last podcast, I was talking about how I blacked out and ended up in hospital in
Yeah.
Byron Bay. That was 2014. So I was not too bad 2015, but then 2016, I just had a shit year with alcohol where I would drink a lot and like a lot of the time I would just fucking black out. It was so bad. And I had a couple warnings from my parents because my parents obviously care about me.
Yeah.
So like, you got to stop being such a fuckhead when you drink.
They
Because
just said it in a nicer way.
in the night. No, they call me. No, they didn't call me fuckhead. In a nice way, they're like, you gotta stop being such a fuckhead when you drink, and which is like, yeah, 100%. Like I know you're right. Like I can do some harm to myself. So probably blacked out another 2 times after they told me that in a couple months, and they go one more chance and you're done. So I had my very first fucking uni games booked it was like mid 2016, I was looking forward to it like so much. Like it was the one thing I was looking forward to. I was like, I'm probably going to lose my virginity here. I was still a virgin.
Oh.
Back in 2016. Yeah, I was still a virgin. And
6 years ago.
Yeah, I was 19 when I lost my virginity. And it's because I was a little bit tubby my whole life. I had no confidence. And then I lost weight, and then I still didn't have confidence. And then the confidence came after I got my first one on the board.
You get
But
that
I
one on
was
the board
still-
and the floodgates open.
Yeah, pretty much, Mark.
Yeah, mate.
So going to uni games, I was like fucking so pumped. I was in the Oztag mixed Oztag team, so it's like there's gonna be those beautiful girls in the team.
Perfect.
And then I had one party a week before I left.
Oh, before you left uni games.
Before I left, had one party. It was an 18th or a 19th or whatever it was, and I got blackout drunk again. I got fucking annihilated. I got so bad that my parents had to come pick me up, and then I literally would had snippets of the night, and then I wake up in my bed and I'm like, I've done it again. I'm like, how did I get home? And I slowly walk downstairs. I'm like looking at mum, and she doesn't notice I'm there. I just sit down. I'm just waiting for her to notice me. She sees me, and she just gives me the most just a look where it's like, I'm so disappointed in you. I'm like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. So we had that chat. Mum and dad had the chat, and we're like, you're not going to uni games.
Damn.
I had everything paid
1 week
for.
before.
1 week before. You're not going to uni games. You're like, if you're going to be living in this house, you're not having a sip of alcohol for the rest of the year. They're like, you can't handle your alcohol. You can't drink. And deep down, I was like, I knew they were right, but I'm like, something needs to fucking change here.
Yeah.
I can't keep getting blackout drunk every time I drink. I couldn't control myself.
Yeah. What was it? You were just everything you could grab, just bang, bang,
I was
bang.
mixing. That was the dumb thing. I'd mix and I'd just drink too quickly. I can do that now and I'll be fucking sweet.
Yeah.
I'll be absolutely sweet. I can take my alcohol so much better now. I'll still wake up with a fucked hangover.
Yeah.
But I can take my alcohol way better now. But back then, I just couldn't. I could not take alcohol.
So I got some funny videos from you,
Of my 20th? Do you remember when I was headbutting the fence and I was like, I love alcohol. I'll say, maybe I won't show everyone that video. I've got that video on my phone. It's hilarious.
When you're in the bed and I was like, what'd you do tonight? And you're like,
I fucked the bitch. And my ex was right there. Yeah, but and then, so went on that alcohol ban, and I probably went 3-4 months. I actually didn't touch alcohol.
that's very impressive.
And then I didn't touch alcohol for 3 or 4 months. And then I asked mum, I'm like, hey, it's been 4 months. I don't think I can do what I used to do before. I'm going to take it slow. Is it okay if I start drinking again? She's like, yeah, look, I think you've done a lot of growing up. Go out, drink and see how you go. But the thing is, the first time I was drinking, I was at my brother's house next door. Yeah, he lives next door.
Yeah.
And he was having a get together, so I just had some drinks there, and I was sweet.
Yeah.
I got pretty drunk, and then went home. Yeah, went home, and then
Got your limit and didn't go past.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I started to learn my limits from there. I haven't been blackout drunk.
Really?
Well, actually, no, my 20th birthday. When you put me to bed. But that was the last time, 5 years ago.
And that was you were at your own house.
Yeah, I was at my own house, and my mum and dad were there to witness.
Yeah, to tuck you in.
And everyone, were there still people partying when I went to bed?
You were the first one in bed.
To die.
Yeah. It was so funny. You were in a state then.
Yeah.
You were in a big state, but I was like,
But that was, I remember everyone was just feeding me alcohol that night. Bro.
As they would on your 20th.
I remember downing cruisers and just going ham. And I remember we played a game of beer pong, and there was it was one of those huge ones where it was 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I was playing with 25 cups by myself versus 4 people. So I remember they were just sinking cups, and I'm just yeah. I'm just drinking them, and then I'm just grabbing the ball, and I'm
Headbutting the fence and that.
Yeah, and I got annihilated. But that was That was a fun night.
That's like the fucking shittest feeling the next day when you wake up.
Oh,
dehydrated.
dude, that
big
was
headache,
one of the.
fuck sleep.
I remember lying in bed like with my ex. Like I'm like, you need to help me. Like I'm in so much distress right now. Like I was just in a world of hurt.
Yeah.
It was one of the worst. I remember that day. One of the worst hangovers I've ever had, if not the worst.
But you know what? You should
hangovers just take a toll on me.
never have sympathy for someone who's got a hangover because
They did it to themselves.
exactly. That's like
Yeah.
if I have a hangover,
That's
I'll
why you
just
told
try
me.
and get over it.
That's why
Yeah.
you told me to get
Last
fucked
week,
Saturday.
last week we had so Bocco and a couple of other mates. He was down at Cronulla having dinner. I was at my parents' place, and I was like, as I was coming home, Bocco, he's like, "Oh, do you want to come out, have a couple of drinks? Nothing too crazy. We'll just have a quick one. It'll be a pretty quiet
Yeah.
night." And then because I had the races on Saturday, and then like we're obviously going to go out after the races. And then Friday ended up turning into a way bigger night than we expected. Didn't get to
Drank
sleep
way
till
too
like
much.
fucking, what was it, like 4 o'clock,
Probably
3 or 4.
3:30, 4 o'clock.
And I remember waking up the next day. So the next day I woke up and I had the worst hangover. I was so bad. It was fucked. And I was like, I had to be at the races by like 11:30. I was like, oh man. I was like, I'm not going to go to the races. I'm in too bad of a condition. Like I can't do this. And then big Tommy lad come and pick me up. Tommy and his missus come pick me up, and we went into the races, and I started having beers, and I was like, I'm back, baby.
I'm back, baby.
And then I get a message from this bloke, and he's like, oh man, he's like, I don't know if I can come out tonight. I'm fucking rattled. I was like, I literally sent a photo of me to him, drinking a beer, and I was like, shut the fuck up, see you tonight. and he was there tonight.
I was there, and it was a fucking hectic
We had
night.
it was such a fun night. I ate so many momos.
Yeah, we had Nepalese food.
The first time I ever had Nepalese food. It
I
was
took him to
so nice.
I took him to a Nepalese restaurant, and they're like, "What? Why are you taking us there?" I'm like, well,
They were kind of shocked that we were there.
yeah, because we were like the only ones that were like kind of like white.
Yeah, it was like
Well,
we were,
white.
everyone else was like looked like they
Everyone was like Nepalese, or there was
Asian,
Indians there,
yeah.
Asians.
Yeah.
We were like the only like. I mean, I kind of blended in well, but you and Ryan
Yeah,
were like the only white people there.
Yeah, and that's why the owner was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
how did you find out about our place?"
They just came up. Yeah, the owner
She was so nice.
came up, started talking to us, and then yeah, she asked like, "Oh, how'd you find out about this place?" I only found out because I was like Nepalese food in Sydney, and that was the first one that came up.
because you went to Nepal.
Nepal.
How long ago was that?
That was end of 2017, so like 4 years ago,
And
four
you
and
were
a half
telling
years
us
ago.
you was like, "Oh,
I
this
like the
Nepalese
pool.
food is amazing."
Yeah, the food is hectic.
Did you didn't even actually look for momos? You looked for Nepalese food.
Yeah, I didn't look.
And
for
then it
Momo.
just came up.
And then yeah, so that place is called Momo Hub.
Momo Hub. If you want to sponsor the podcast,
Bro.
hit me up.
Give us momos.
Honestly,
just no chili momos.
Yeah, no, the chili
The
momos,
chili
were
momos-
mad,
Bro,
but
Sunday,
they were so fucking hot.
My fucking asshole on Sunday was like a volcano.
It was
like
insane.
a fire pit.
I went to the toilet like 4 times before lunch.
Dude, it just burned.
Those
It just burned.
So these chili momos, it's like she comes up and she says at the end, anything that
Like-
says chili, it's not like sweet chili or like
Just
a little
normal
bit spicy.
chili.
It's
It's
like
just fucking
hot as like would she say that like
But she said that wasn't even like the hottest. Like they can go even
there's
hotter.
like people usually ask for way hotter because they're used to it.
Yeah.
And we were like, it was so delicious. We're like, can you turn
It
the chili
had
down a
good
little bit?
flavor.
And she was like, no.
I like, I remember just like it came out on a plate, like a sizzling plate.
It was like
with
when
like
you get,
carrots and onion, like Mongolian lamb.
Yeah, that's the one. That's what I was trying to think of.
And then I had like a little bit of onion from that plate, and I nearly choked to death.
I used
let alone
like 30
the
napkins.
Yeah,
So when I eat chili, my head just sweats.
you're just sweating.
And I even said to you, I was
buckets.
like, there's no like moisture anywhere on my
Yeah.
body except for my scalp. It's all coming from my scalp.
You're a sweaty
There was like
boy in that
napkins there, and I
restaurant.
was like, oh my god, like this is ridiculous. But it was so good, but it was so hot. The momos were good. I'd go back there 100%.
Yeah.
That was such nice food.
It was good.
And it was
Go
so reasonably priced.
Oh, we had like what 2 jugs of beer.
3 jugs of beer.
Three jugs of beer. We got 2 sojus.
2 sojus.
Yeah.
And then we had
60 momos.
60 momos, and we had
those sausages on a stick thingy.
Yeah, and it was 50 per person.
50 per person.
Like,
Ridiculous.
insane. Unless they gave us a discount, but I don't know if they did.
I don't think they would.
I don't think they did.
Maybe they'll just, I don't know. Maybe because we ordered heaps, so like, oh,
Take care of them.
take care of them. Yeah.
But like, yeah, it was so reasonably
Yeah.
priced. It was so sick. Like, there was 4 of us, and we had more than enough food. More than enough food.
Speaking of being sweaty, were you sweaty when you were watching Top Gun?
Top Gun.
Yeah.
Oh, what a
Good
movie,
movie.
bro! I'm telling you,
I gotta watch it.
Best movie I've seen in the last 5 years. I swear.
I was like, what's the fuss? I looked up IMDb, 8.6.
Yeah.
Like
It's that
that
good.
is such a hard rating to get, especially new movies.
Especially like it's a remake of not a remake, but it's like a sequel to an old movie.
Which got like way shitter ratings as well.
Yeah, but like it's fucking such a good movie.
What's it even about?
It's
Like,
about the
it
premise
about,
of the
like,
story
yeah.
is like, do you know? Have you seen the original?
no.
Okay,
I have
so
no idea what it's about.
Tom Cruise is like the big dog from the original. Like the original's about a Top Gun school, which is like the best fighter pilots.
Yeah.
And then so in the sequel, they have a Top Gun school, but for the Top Gun, you're actually training to go overseas, over. I think it's to Europe or something. And they got to do an actual mission. Where in the first one they didn't have to do a mission. This one they have to do like this impossible mission that you can't do. And they've got Tom Cruise.
But it's
who's
like
Maverick.
it's like a staged mission, yeah.
No, it's like a legit thing.
real-
Like a legit. It's like a real
It was like
mission.
testing them.
No.
Oh, okay.
So they have to go. Like they have to do this. It's like impossible.
Don't ruin it.
No, I'm not gonna. I'll just give you the premise, and then like
Yeah.
so they get the best fighter pilots, and they come into a school,
Yeah.
and Maverick, Tom Cruise,
Yeah.
has to train them up. It's so sick, and
Yeah.
the best thing about it is a lot of the jet scenes are like legit, and
What,
Tom
like
Cruise,
real jets?
yeah, real
Yeah.
jets, and they actually fly them. And Tom Cruise does most or if not all of his flight.
Yeah.
Like he actually flies. He's
He's
decorated
mad. I
pilot.
love Tom Cruise.
He's crazy. Does all his own
He's-
stunts.
yeah.
Flies a fucking jet, and
He
he's
flies
still
a jet.
and he's still ripped. Yeah, he actually flies a jet. He's a decorated
Isn't
pilot.
he like 60 or some
50,
shit?
55, 56, something. And he's ripped.
Oh, right.
And then the beach
What a
scene. The
guy.
beach scene with Miles Teller.
Is this
He's like-
is this still out in the movies?
Yeah, it's
I'm
still in the
gonna go
movies.
watch it
Yeah.
this
It'll be in the
weekend.
movies for ages because it's such a good movie.
Yeah.
I'd 100% go see
I'll
it.
go
Go
watch
see
it
it this
then.
week. I'd come and watch it again.
Yeah. The gore laddie.
Maybe we'll go watch the movie again.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome. And it's
Yeah.
intense. Like, proper, like, you're like
Keeps
sitting
you
there.
on your
You're sitting there and you're
seat,
like, what's going to happen
I
next?
love that.
Fucking hell.
Movies don't do that to me.
This one did. I
This
was
one did?
so into it. Like,
Yeah.
I really do enjoy going to the movies.
Mm.
But this one was really like,
On edgy. So
hell yeah.
keeping you-
hell yeah. And I haven't had a movie do that for me in so long.
Yeah.
Such a good movie. You gotta go see it. And they've all
I
got
will.
like Miles Teller's got a sexy mustache. I had one before him, so
He
It
just
is what
copied
it
ya.
is. he copied me.
Yeah.
He looked
He
up and was
copied
like,
the
look at this
Jacob
fucking
Rose.
footy player
Yeah.
with the mustache.
He's so sexy.
I need this. And so have you seen like the trailers and shit where they're on the beach and they're all oiled up?
I haven't even watched.
You haven't seen
No,
trailers?
no.
So like all oiled up. I was watching an interview and they said like, so they filmed it one day and then they had to go back and film it again the next day because they weren't oily enough. So they literally oiled up more. and
More
went out.
oil.
Yeah. More. It's fucking crazy. I'd love to be in a movie one day. Anyone that wants to get me in a movie, hit me up.
I reckon you could be the
An
new
extra.
next Brad Pitt. Remember that
I've always
photo?
said-
There's a photo of you
When I first got my mustache.
when you first got your mustache,
Bro, I am Brad Pitt.
and you were just like you're sitting there in like your Rabbitohs singlet, and you fucking look like it.
Yeah, bro. I've always said I look like. I say it to all the boys when I do my host's game
yeah, I
time.
look like Brad Pitt.
Like if anyone's gonna play you in a movie, Brad Pitt's already taken. So who
Yeah.
are you gonna get? Who would you actually have though?
Martin Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence. Wait, which one's Martin Lawrence?
You don't remember from Bad Boys?
Oh,
Yeah. Don't you- I'm just trying to think of someone that looks like me a little bit. What about that? He like plays like a bad guy in all the, like the Mexican style movies. I don't know, something Pena or something.
I'm not sure.
I want to show you because it kind of looks like me.
No, I'll
What
tell
is
you
he
who
from?
does look like you.
Justin Olam.
No, Drake.
He looks like my brother. more
Yes,
so.
your brother actually does look
He
like Drake.
actually
a lot.
looks like him.
Yeah, like if we took a
crazy.
photo on the side and then like had the same album cover,
Yeah.
identical.
Yeah, he was getting people go up to him in Hawaii and being like genuinely like asking for photos. They knew he wasn't Drake, but they're like, "Bro, you look like Drake. Can we get a photo?" He had so many people asking him in Hawaii.
That's so sick.
yeah, and
Make
like
you feel mad.
I reckon if like so when he was like single back in the day, he was only like 19 when he met his missus, who he's married to now. That was like over like 10 years ago now. 10 years ago, Drake wasn't really as popular.
Nah, nowhere near.
Like now, I reckon it'd be so easy for him to pull if he was single, because he could just use any like Drake move. Like he looks like Drake.
Yeah.
Like proper looks like him.
You walk out and be
He
like,
could just and just be like, I'm Drake.
sweatpants, hair tied, chilling with no makeup on.
Like he could just do anything, and then they'd be like, "Oh my god, that's Drake. Give me a
Yeah,
kiss."
why is he in Milpera?
Yeah. Why is he at the mill?
Why has he got no security guards around him?
Fake Drake. Oh, I don't care.
Oh, he hasn't got enough money for his drinks.
So you're telling me about this fucking hotel that's in the air 24/7.
This
What's
hotel
this?
that never lands.
Dude,
I saw it on
that's a
Lad
crazy
Bible.
concept.
No, it's a scary concept, but like, so
I
it's basically
would
the
love
premise
that.
of it is it's a big plane,
Yeah.
a giant plane.
I
really.
love planes. I love being on planes.
5,000 people can be on it, and
Yeah.
it's like a big hotel
Yeah.
that just flies around the world constantly.
Yeah.
Never lands.
But like, would it? How would that work? Like, would you have separate rooms?
Yeah, it'd be
But
separate
like,
rooms.
you'd have to. So the
supposed
only
to
way
like a
they'd make it
pool,
work.
gyms.
The only way they could make it work is like having rooms on the left and the right hand side, and then having a hallway in the middle.
'Cause it's gotta be
Otherwise,
balanced.
yeah. Or otherwise, you're gonna have people walk through your room to have to get to the room behind you.
I think that'd be
And
a
like,
section.
how would you have the width?
I think
to
what they'd
do
do
that?
is they'd have all the rooms up the top, and then, up the top,
And
and
all
you
the
go
services
downstairs
down
and all
the
the
bottom.
services, like all shops,
Yeah.
pools. That'd be fucking crazy on a plane with a pool. Imagine you hit a bit of turbulence.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna have like, so it said all of its repairs will be done in the air. So they'll fly up, do the repairs, which is fucking
How,
crazy to
man?
me.
How?
Refuel it,
Yeah.
restock all the shops.
How does who was even planning on
There's
doing
this
that?
like trillionaire or something.
Trillionoid.
Yeah, trillionoid.
Elon Musk,
Metroid Prime was going to try and make it. There's someone-
Optimus Prime.
it's-
That's Bumblebee, isn't it? Oh, they're all
They all-
sound like
they all-
that. No, I'm pretty sure that's Bumblebee.
yeah, so that's fucking like the only way I can imagine they do it is that they have all these different engines because like we were talking earlier, it's like
How do you have
an engine can't just run
24/7?
all the time.
Mm.
Like it has to stop. So they'd probably have ones that they go on like shifts, I guess.
Yeah.
And if anything happens, it's like it's not catastrophic. Like, that's fucking crazy. Like
Yeah.
it just goes up. Like and it's saying like so it never lands. So people would have to like disembark onto another plane and then come off, and then they'd come up and drop us off.
They'd have to connect the plane.
It'd
to
have,
the
like
plane
land on
and
the.
then
It'd be like
land
landing
on the top,
plane.
and yeah,
It's like
How,
it's
man?
insane how they like they were
that
gonna do it.
can't be a thing ever. Surely,
Maybe.
like it would not be. How
How
could
much
they
do you
make?
reckon it'd
How
cost
could they
to
make
stay
that
there?
safe? I reckon like 50 grand a night.
A night.
I reckon
At the start, it would cost that much, but then imagine if it was like
It'd have
20 of them
to.
just flying around the world.
because there's like $30,000 flights now.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
like first class.
That if
Amazing.
you've got a
If you
if
got
you
the
got a
money-
hotel in the air,
Yeah,
that is first class.
yeah, like the ultimate.
they're not gonna make it like a 2-star hotel.
It's like a motel.
Dingy motel. It just smells and people are getting. Imagine you get a murderer on there. How
And
do
it
you
just
escape?
goes nuts.
You just
You're
kill
dead.
everyone.
Yeah,
That would be a murderer's dream. He could literally just like go on like a murder spree
yeah, but then what's
and
his,
then crash
what's
the
his
plane.
end goal though? Because he's gonna be.
He's
caught.
just like he won't be caught. He'll just crash the plane and kill himself.
Nah, he wouldn't do that. Murderers want to see the like. If you watch any murder documentaries, they want
I
to see
don't.
the victims and then watch the investigations. That's how it happens.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, imagine like
It'd
there's
be
like the
crazy.
5-star one, and then there's like the
The
2-star
one.
roadside
Yeah.
motel. And it's just like flying around, and like some guys out the front
Yeah.
smoking.
He wants some drugs. What happened there?
So we ran out a little bit of space on the old computer. We got a couple episodes and shit on there. It's just filled up all the space. So we had to,
Taking up way too much space. Out with the old, in with the new.
way too much porn on my computer.
Way too much.
Yeah.
Not enough. Never enough.
More. Give me more. So we got. I did like a thing on my Instagram today. It was like anonymous questions, and we got a really good one that I thought would be good for this.
You got heaps of
I
questions.
got heaps of
You
questions,
got way too many.
but I got one that I thought would be really good to end.
I
off.
wonder how many people would ask me questions if I put them up.
So I got. I can look at it on the thingo on my story and see how many people asked, and how many. So that was 119 questions.
Wow. That's a lot.
It's pretty insane. Some funny ones. There was some funny ones too. There's some dumb ones. A lot of dumb ones. But it was good. I reckon it was good fun. But anyway, so the best one that I thought from it that I didn't answer on my Instagram was
But we will answer now.
we will answer now. Was if you could go back in time and change one thing about yourself, what would it be and why? It's actually quite a hard question to answer.
So what I mean when they say change about yourself, it's like change something that you would have done.
Yeah, I guess
you
it's
can't
something you
change
did
anything physically.
about you. Yeah.
You can't really change your personality.
Like
You
if I
can't
could
really
change
start
something
being
physically
different.
for me, it'd be like, can I have shoulders that don't dislocate? Please.
Well, I'd say, can I have a knee that works, please?
Just one working knee, please. But yeah, like one thing you could change in your life. Oh man, that's
I'm
fucking
perfect.
Yeah, look, I've just never made a bad decision. Nah, fuck man, it's hard to say. Like, being like thinking of this right now, it's hard to think of anything that you'd change. It's not an easy question to answer because I feel like I'm pretty happy with where I am at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I have any regrets.
No.
Like obviously there's just dumb shit that you do when you're younger, but like they're like all lessons that you learn.
Yeah.
Fuck man, I literally can't.
You have to change one thing.
One thing. Bro, I'm stumped.
Yeah.
I got nothing. That's probably why I didn't answer the question.
Financially, like any financial.
Oh yes, I
decisions?
do have one of them. I wish I never bought my Jeep. So when I was like fucking fresh 18, just had like I'm on my first contract with the Dragons. Never ever like it wasn't a lot of money, but it was like for a fucking 18-year-old. I was still at school, and it was like fucking $45,000.
That's fucking mad.
And I was like, I'm fucking loaded. I was like, I'm rich. I'm rich as. Like the year before, I had my last $30 and I spent it on an Xbox Live voucher.
When I was in year 11, I was working at a butcher making $10 an hour. I used to do 2-hour shifts. I'd walk out of there with $20 and I'd be stoked.
Like, yeah.
$20. Rich.
Now these days, $20 doesn't even get you dinner.
Bro, I wipe my ass for $20.
Yeah, honestly.
Like,
but yeah, so like I had that 45,000, and I was like, I'm fucking rich as. I'm rich as. And then I was like, fuck it, I want a new car.
I'm gonna buy a Jeep.
I was always fascinated with Jeeps, and I had a Mitsubishi Lancer, great car. The Lancer was awesome. I love that car.
It did you well, man.
Yeah, I sold that, and then I got totaled 3 weeks after I sold it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, swear to God.
Is the guy okay?
Yeah, they're fine, but like the car's fucked. It's dead. The car's gone. So I was like, I want a Jeep. I literally went in. I've got a bad track record for doing this. I went in, test drive the car, and then by that afternoon, I was signing a contract to purchase the car at 7% interest. So dumb. They took advantage of me, but I was like, fuck yeah, I want this Jeep. And it was a nice Jeep. Looked good. Shit engine.
Can't even remember what it really looked like.
It was like that boxy one. It was the Patriot.
Grey?
Yeah, it was grey, charcoal grey, black wheels. It was the Black Hawk edition.
Oh, okay.
So good. Decent sound system. It was a nice car. A lot of memories in that car. But I didn't
driving to Wollongong every day in that car, right?
It was nice to drive in. And but like I didn't need a fucking Jeep.
Yeah.
It was such a dumb decision. Yeah. And then
it was a petrol guzzler, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't even a petrol guzzler, bro. Its engine was so bad.
Oh.
So bad. It was like
just
weak.
Yeah.
So you know when you drive a car and it's like this one, the Jeep was like it wouldn't like it didn't change gears. It was like it just like revved and then revved less.
Yeah.
It was so odd. It was such a weird transmission.
A pathetic engine.
Yeah, and like
I couldn't be bothered.
Trying to go up the hill was like, what are you doing to me?
Oh, not this again.
Yeah, but I've got such a bad track record. You know, like every time I've test driven a car, I've purchased it.
Yeah.
Did that for the Jeep. Did that for my Mazda, which I sold, and then
did that for your next car.
Yeah, recently for the Merc. Nice car.
So, one thing you change would be a Jeep. What would your second car be then? What do you wish you had purchased at that point in time?
I would have kept my car. I would have just kept my Mitsubishi Lancer and kept it for maybe another year or two.
Yeah.
And then bought the Mazda.
Yeah, okay.
Or just gone straight to the Merc. I don't know.
Yeah.
Either or. The Mazda was really, really good.
Nah, I don't think you would have gone Mitsubishi straight to the Merc.
Nah, I don't think I would have.
You wouldn't have had that car for too long.
Nah.
Because then once you got your first big contract at the Dragons, you would have been like, okay, I'm buying a car.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't have been rocking up to training and the games in your Lancer.
The
like
Lancer.
2002 Lancer.
Anyone want a lift? Sorry, not big enough.
Can only fit people under 60 kilos.
I swear to God, one time I had, Adam Fanua Blake.
Yeah.
So I had him and his two cousins, the Lolo twins. And they're like, the Lolo twins are just as big, if not bigger than Adam. And I had Adam sitting in the front and George and Wes sitting in the back, driving down to Wollongong. And the car was riding solo. It was fucking crazy.
Was it touching like every speed hump?
Everything. It just felt like the car was like, and then like going down the hill, it like picked up speed so quick. And then going back up the hill, it was like, man, trying to get up. It was like, it's like, there was so much. That car was not built to fucking like those like big boys.
Yeah.
Big, strong boys.
What about, do you know what that reminds you of? Remember how your dad had his car parked
What about this?
I wish I witnessed that.
Oh man, this was one of the funniest things ever. So this was, I can't remember if it was before or after lockdown, but like, I'm pretty sure it was after lockdown, the first one. So my parents came over to see me, and they came down. We had like lunch and dinner, watched movies and shit, chilled out, just hanging out with mum and dad down at my old house in Wollongong.
Yeah.
And my house was like on a hill, so the road sort of went down, and then like it went down and around the corner.
It was pretty steep.
Pretty like I used to run on it for like
yeah.
that was like my pre-season training. I'd
Yeah.
run up and down it, and like it was fucking good training.
Yeah.
I had no excuse not to be fit. But yeah, so Dad came over and he has his Holden Cruise, which he still has. And he came over and he parked out the front of the house. You used to have to turn your wheel to like, because your handbrake was fucked.
My Hilux used to do that too.
Yeah. So
It used to go.
yeah. So you had to like turn the wheel to stop it.
I had to turn the wheel to like try jam it into the curb.
Yeah.
So it would stop it from rolling. Otherwise, it just go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sitting in the car like, stop.
Yeah.
Stop. And it just went.
Yeah.
And I was, man, that car.
That hill, yeah,
so
that was solid
Sleepy.
car, but it was just shit handbrake.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, so they came over and Dad parked his car at the front of the house. They came up and we had food, we were watching movies, and like the living room was upstairs and it looked down and you could see everything, see the street. You could see like, because you could look over the houses across the road and shit because it was up on a hill. And I was like, it's such a beautiful view, such a nice house.
Oh yeah.
And then so we're up there, and then Mum looked out the front window and she was like, Graham, where's your car? And Dad looks out and he's like, shit, my car's been stolen. And then she goes, no, it's not. It's down there. He fucking ran down the street, and the car, like the handbrake must have been so shit, and the car just rolled all the way down the street.
Did it crash into anything?
It bumped into the back of a car just that was like 3 houses down.
Yeah.
Like bumped into the back of it.
It must have been rolling like so slow.
Slow, but we didn't notice. That's
Yeah.
probably why we didn't notice. But he was just like, I just remember hearing him going, "Oh shit! Oh shit!" And then he's like running down, thinking like, "I just want to have to fucking pay for that."
My car!
My fucking car! Run down the street, gets in it.
It's been stolen.
And then he's like, yeah, but he thought it was stolen, but then it wasn't. And then he like get in it and he had to like drive it back up, and he's like ran back down, looked at the other car, and he's like, "Oh nah, it's fine. No dents. We're all right." There was no marks on it, so it must have rolled down
and just
like slow. And just like was like,
I'm gonna arrest you. That's for you. I imagine just Graham running down. Oh no!
Oh shit! It was so funny.
That's
man.
brilliant.
That was. Such
It's
a
so
funny
much better
time.
that it did no damage to the car
Yeah.
whatsoever, so nothing bad came out of that.
Imagine if it was sitting there
Just
when you
funny.
said,
Yeah.
what the hell? Oh man, that would have stressed out Dad so much. That was one of the funniest things, man. That was memories, bro. That was memories. Because your car used to do the same thing.
My
Like,
car,
literally.
because my car was heavy, but
Yeah, real heavy.
my car was heavy and my handbrake was just
Like
garbage.
loose. And then now every time Dad
Garbage.
comes over, like when he used to come over to the old house, he used to always turn his wheel into the curb like you did, because it's like,
Yeah, that's the only
It's
way you
gonna
can sort of
go.
get it to stop.
yeah. Like, imagine if it went down. Like imagine if like the car just miraculously
If my car
turned and then went into like that. It's like not a main
that
road, but it's like a
intersection.
busier road.
Yeah,
Like someone just goes, "Psh."
yeah. I
What's
mean,
this dickhead
if
doing?
that was-
Brake!
If that was my car, I had the bull bar at the front.
You would have totaled that.
or I had the tray
Because
at
it was
the
a little
back.
Toyota Corolla that it bumped into.
I
Like
would've
the kiss.
just-
They
I
gave a
would've
little,
I would have just. I would have fucked
Freight
that little
train.
car up.
being like a berserker running through the wall.
Yeah, that would have been bad news.
It would have been
But,
terrible.
yeah.
How much do you reckon that'd cost? Like you'd have to pay their insurance.
I'd have to pay their insurance, and I wouldn't have even done anything wrong. I would have just parked my car on a hill, and then imagine like walking outside and being like, "Hey, where's my car?" and then seeing it crash into another car, and I'm like, "Did someone do this,
Yeah.
or did it just roll down by itself?"
Was
No, it
this
rolled
you?
down by itself because my car had the shittest handbrakes.
Shit handbrakes.
Yeah,
I'm
so
so
I got rid
grateful
of
for
it,
the bra-
and I've had like fucking 3 cars since.
You have. What did you have?
I've had so many cars. I had the red Mazda. Do you remember that red Mazda I drove for a year? It's like a 1993 Mazda. Then I had the Mazda 6,
That was a good
2002
one.
Mazda 6. That was a good car. And then I had the Hilux, biggest lemon.
Biggest lemon.
And then I had the Honda Accord Euro. That was a sick car.
That wasn't. That was your brother's car, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, I didn't buy it off my brother, but it was all my brothers had a Honda Accord Euro, but I
Yeah.
had the latest version, the
Yeah.
latest model. And then I had a Mazda BT50, the 2-door ute. And then I had the Hilux,
The new
the work Hilux,
yeah.
Metricon Hilux.
That was a good one.
That was good. And now I've got the Nissan Navara.
Nissan Navara. Which one's your
Yeah.
favorite?
Probably the Metricon Hilux.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was the
that
best
was a really
car.
nice
that's
car.
that's the best car I've
Beautiful
ever had.
car.
That was,
like
yeah,
those.
I remember you drove it and you were like, "This is such a nice car to drive." It's
Yeah.
just nice being high
It's just
up.
easy to drive.
Yeah,
I
easy
don't
to
mind
drive.
being high up, but like my
Yeah.
car, like I don't know, I just feel like it's good, like
It's
nippy.
nice and
And it's-
nippy.
I like the interior; is very nice.
Yeah,
I like the exterior; is very nice too.
yeah. Well, back to the question. I guess we got a bit sidetracked.
Very sidetracked.
To finish off, one thing that I would change if I had to go back in time and change something, I'd probably change. I wouldn't change like the field that I'm in. I'd probably change my profession. So I kind of wish I never went to uni.
Like it's a waste of time.
Waste of time, waste of money.
Really?
So yeah,
That's
like
4 years of your life.
4
too.
years, like 40k Hexter.
Like you could be so much more ahead in where you are now.
If I had done it I wish I had done carpentry. Like,
Really?
yeah, because carpentry, you're on site 24/7, man. Like everything that I learnt at uni is like not really relevant to what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
It kind of just got me the job, that bachelor degree.
Yeah.
But if I was on site that whole time, like literally everything that I'm doing now would have been so much easier. I would have just been so like I would be ahead. I'd be ahead if I had done carpentry
on
and
more
doing
money.
what I'm doing now.
You
But
wouldn't have the same role, would you? But
I probably would.
really,
Maybe not. It depends. Like
yeah.
that bachelor degree does wonders.
It looks good on your
But
resume.
also, it's like people at the end of the day, people just want to know if you got experience or not, and how like for my role in particular, you got to be a real people person.
Yeah.
People person, is that a saying?
Yeah.
Person. People person.
Yeah.
You got to be real people. You got to you got to keep your company happy. You got to
Yeah.
keep all the trades happy because I'm a site manager.
You're like the middleman.
I'm the middleman, bro, and I got to keep all the clients happy.
Yeah.
So you just got to be talking to people, communicating with people, bro. I literally am on the phone all day. I've got emails coming out of my ass, like I make
Coming out the wazoo.
yeah, bro. Like every day, I'm doing minimum 50 phone calls, minimum 30, 40 emails,
That'll drive
and
me
that's
nuts.
like
Just a
not
normal
even
day.
that's a little bit of my job.
Yeah.
Like you gotta make sure, you're keeping your clients happy. You gotta make sure you're meeting, time budgets, time constraints and cost budgets and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Keeping your clients happy, keeping the trades happy. Because if you're not keeping the trades happy, then they're not gonna do work for you, and you
Yeah.
can't get the job done. So
Yeah.
you just gotta be a real people pleaser.
Yeah.
And I think I got a lot of that skill from uni. So maybe it did help. But yeah, if you were just like if I was just
You
a
could sort of learn it
tradie,
on the fly.
huh?
You reckon you could learn it on the fly as a tradie?
Yeah, you probably would. But just being on site, like my role is on site, being a tradie. I wish I was a carpenter. I wish I did carpentry. That's one thing I'd change. I wish I did carpentry because I'd be better on the tools. Like I understand, like I do understand what's going on now, but I'd probably be like just way ahead. Like,
Yeah, true.
like I'd know exactly what's like. A lot of the time I'm on site figuring it out. Whereas if I'd had that carpentry background or even anything else, concreting, bricklaying, I probably wouldn't have done bricklaying or
That's
concreting.
bad for your back.
Yeah, and
Very
concreting.
bad for the back.
But yeah, like I
That's like the
probably
one thing you
would have done. I probably would have done a trade instead of going to uni.
Yeah, 100%. And if
Actually, no, 100% would change that. Not probably. I would if I could. I would.
Yeah.
I would change. I
But
wouldn't have gone to uni.
Again,
But
it's good
like, look,
experience.
everything happens for a reason. Like, I have like a couple really good mates from uni now.
Yeah.
That I'm still really good
That's exactly
mates
it's
with.
a
And,
life experience.
I had heaps of fun at uni. I went to uni. I finally made it to uni games 2 years later, and that was like the most fun I've ever had in my life at uni games. Went to Gold Coast, was in the soccer team. Had the best time.
Yeah.
Had the best time. Like I wouldn't have experienced that. If I
Like
never went
uni
to
wasn't something that's like detracted from you. It's like it was good. It was good.
It was good.
You
It was
learn a
good.
lot.
It wasn't like, oh, I wish I never went. No,
Yeah.
I'm glad that I did it, but I kind of wish I'd done carpentry
Yeah.
instead. But You know, I am a strong believer everything happens for a reason.
Oh, without doubt.
And I don't think I'd be working for this company today if I was doing carpentry. I
Yeah.
feel like I'd be doing something else.
Yeah.
So you can always just say things and be like, oh, I'd be working here today and then I would have done carpentry and I'd be way better off. But no, if I'd done carpentry, who knows what I'd be doing in 2022 if I started carpentry in 2015.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
You could be well ahead.
I could just be doing, I could be doing something different.
Mm.
I could have my own
Different role,
company.
Yeah.
I could have my own company.
You'd
I
have a
could be
lot
doing
more.
carpentry, working for someone else. Or I could be a site manager. Who knows?
Yeah.
So I say I wish I did carpentry, but who knows if I'd be better off or not.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
You never know. You never will know.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
What about if you hadn't done footy?
If I hadn't done footy, I reckon I'd probably be like a physio or like a... It'd be something... Because I've always enjoyed sports. I've always been like big on sports. And I feel like even if I didn't play footy professionally, I'd still really, really enjoy it.
You'd be
I
involved
want to
in
be involved
sport.
in it in some way. I feel like I'd be like a trainer or like a... I feel like physio because I would have gone harder at school
Yeah.
and I would have done it in uni.
You would have made it.
I feel like I would have as well
Yeah.
because if I like when I put my mind to shit, like I can do
Yeah.
pretty much like whatever
Anything,
I want.
man.
Really,
Yeah,
I
100%.
feel like I've got good mentals like that.
Yeah.
That's probably me. Like that's probably the big thing. Physio would be the
Yeah.
thing, and I'd like to be a physio with a sporting team, which
Yeah.
isn't easy to do. But I feel like I could have had the capabilities to do it.
Yeah.
Like being around sport environments for such
Yeah.
a long time, because I could imagine like if I didn't make it to the NRL, I would have still been on that path, but just
Yeah.
didn't take the next step to the NRL.
Yeah.
So I would have been around that environment, all that kind of
100%.
shit.
Yeah.
Or I'd be a professional video editor.
Mate, you're good at that.
Yeah, I'm
You're
going to
bloody
keep bringing
good
out
at
the
it.
little shorts for the podcast.
Yeah.
I reckon it's funny.
They're good.
If you like that, put a comment down below and I'll
Yeah.
keep doing it.
Keep doing
Yeah.
those shorts.
It's fucking, this is a good little podcast, this one.
Yeah.
I like this one.
It's actually probably gone a little bit over time,
Yes.
but that'll be for our Patreon viewers.
Yeah, plenty to cut up
they
and
can-
chop up.
Yeah, they can enjoy the extras whilst
Yeah,
everyone else who doesn't have it just gets the shortened version.
yeah, the shortened version. yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still pretty.
Imagine missing out on content.
Yeah, like 20 minutes of content.
Yeah.
Probably
yeah.
this video will be at least 20 minutes.
At least, yeah.
Yeah,
There's
so
a lot. There's a lot.
Subscribe to
that
our
we can-
Patreon.
Yeah, subscribe to the Patreon if you haven't
It's
already.
only $5 a month, guys.
$5 a month.
$5
What's that,
$5 a
coffee?
month, and then we'll give you a shout out. You get to listen to us talk more shit, and I reckon I'd pay me $5 a month.
Yeah, who wouldn't?
I already do.
We'll get him off the streets, eh?
Yeah, I need it bad. Help me.
Help me. All right, guys, that's the episode for YouTube. Thanks for coming in and watching. If you
Thanks
want
for
to
coming
watch
by, guys.
the extended version, subscribe to our Patreon. It's
Get our
$5 a
Patreon.
month. You get the extended version, and you also get early access to each video every week. And you also get to see Bocco with no shirt on.
What?
Yeah,
What I
thanks,
do?
guys. Tune in next week. Next week, we'll be back with another
We'll be back with another
sick
podcast.
podcast.
Yeah.
And I'll keep doing
More funny stories, more content,
Yeah.
more shit to talk about that'll tickle your fancy.
Yes.
Promise you.
Leave a comment down below and like the video and subscribe to the channel. And
Thanks
I'll
for
see you
coming
guys
through,
next
guys.
week.
Peace.
I went and bought the piano that played itself.